Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Studio Time with Ryos. Folks, welcome to episode 60. I made this remix idea for my live sets, and now your boys got some shows coming up. The first one, October 17th, with Frank Walker and Lucas and Steve in New York City. Tickets will be down below, guys. It's going to be insane. But this remix idea is something that I want to work on and have it be playable. So this remix idea is of Cobra Starships. You Make Me Feel. I think that's the song title. But this was my childhood anthem. Like, I listened to this thousands and thousands and thousands of times. And I made a little idea, and I think it's good. So I basically want to take that idea to the next level today. You guys will join me. We'll kind of kill two birds with one stone. We get to hang out, spend some time together. And then I also get to be productive and get some work done. So sounds like a good game plan to me. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Ooh, it feels so good to be back. Oh, by the way, let me know if you prefer this camera angle where it's on the side, or if you like the camera angle where it's over there and I'm kind of more this way. You guys either see the side of my face and this cool background, or you see the rest of my studio / office, which isn't necessarily as cool. This was the OG version, and then I switched it, and then I don't know, I kind of like this now. Maybe I'll just rotate it how I feel, unless you guys overwhelmingly prefer one. You let me know. All right, vibes are high. Let's take a listen to what we're cooking with today. So again, this is an idea that's pretty fleshed out, but it's not fully playable yet. There's still like details I need to work on, and I also need to like just fully structure it, stuff like that. So here's where I'm at so far.
That girl, you be everything you want, so let me get out there. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere. Tell me what you want, so we can do just what you like. You make me feel good. You make me feel. You make me feel. You make me feel. You make me feel.
Nah, I'm an idiot. Listen, super happy with how this one's coming out so far. As you can hear, though, it's still rough around the edges, right? Like, I think, yes, the drop sounds, pretty big and the idea is there, but it does lean mushy. I don't think the mix is the greatest yet. I think some of these sounds could be replaced. Like, this was definitely me just kind of getting the idea down, grabbing the first sound that I found, and so on. I think the buildup actually sounds pretty good. I don't know if I would do much with the buildup yet besides like small mixing things. And this hands up moment definitely needs work. It's very bare, obviously, with just the super saw and the Ryos. And then I don't have like any intro. So I wanted to also like take today to structure how I'm going to mix it into sets, and then how the break's going to go. So I think if this is the start of the vocal, let me see.
Girl, I've been all over the world looking for you. I'm known for taking one, and if you listen, what I that girl you be.
Right. Yeah. So this whole area needs to be filled in. And I think, especially with the idea that I want to play this in my sets, I think it would be really cool to actually have this part,
Girl, I've been all over the world looking for you.
have it be rhythmic. Like, instead of it being, sorry. As I'm saying, it should be rhythmic, and, maybe there should be a kick and bass playing here. As I'm saying that, I'm picturing this being super atmospheric with like reverb and like a mean respace just droning on one note, or like maybe some big brass stabs. It's one of those things where there's like too many good ideas. So I just gotta pick one direction and run with it. But cool. Yeah, no, there's a lot of good stuff here. So let's dive into it. I think we should start with the creation process first. So fill in these gaps, get a kind of whole structure down, and then we can go and actually make things sound better. Like, I definitely know I got to work on that kick. That kick does not sound that great. The bass mixing is a little crazy. I think the drop bass could also just be meaner. So a lot that we got to do. All right, let's do it. Let's be productive, but also hang out. Have a good time. Grab a beverage. This is a seltzer. Just regular seltzer. No funny business. Just regular seltzer. That's fantastic. Nice and crispy. All right. So let's figure out where we want to start. I say we start here.
Girl, I've been all over the world looking.
And just to entertain myself, let's just bring the jungle Ryos over.
Girl, I've been all over the world looking for you.
See, come on. How can I not do that?
Taking what I
How can I not do that? It sounds so crazy.
do. And if you listen, you can hear me through.
All right. I'm just going to do me. I'm going to do me. Here's what I'm thinking. This has to stay droning, right? It just sounds so good. And then once this part comes in,
If you listen, you can hear me through the rain.
we're going to change the bass line. And we'll be vibing. And then I'll have to transition in a cool way where then we can bring in the supersaws here. So let's just start. Realistically, too, I should be practical. I'm going to want a 16-bar intro. And I'm thinking, like...
Girl, I've been all over.
I think I would want it where when I'm mixing live, I would want this to... I don't want there to be like a sub boom and a 2-bar kind of break, and then the vocal comes in. I want it to just come in directly on the one after that 16-bar intro, which essentially means that I just need to do this maneuver. I'm going to cut this gap, do delete space, and then we're going to slice and insert space now. Yeah. Now I have enough room. And we can just also just have something to look at. I can copy over these drums, even though they're barely structured correctly.
Girl, I've been all over the world looking for you.
Cool. We can do something like that. Make it a little smoother.
Girl, I've been all over the world looking for you.
Now, I have a Ryos and a sub. I'm just going to focus on the Ryos right now. So this one will play his G. And then I'm thinking it goes down, I don't know, D sharp perhaps?
And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio.
Let's go back to C.
Listen, you can hear me through the radio. In that bright white noise. Listen, you can hear me through the radio. In that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my
I think A sharp actually sounded better, but let's keep going.
What I've been missing in my life.
Oops.
What I've been missing in my life. What I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl. You'll be that girl. You'll be everything you want to let me get up there. That you'll be that girl. You'll be that.
Okay, and then surely right here, I'll do a cool sub boom, dramatic break, reverse super saw into this. Oh my God, that's gonna sound so euphoric. So let's copy this over. I really like that. I'm just gonna run with that. Let's run with it. I also usually like to have these in a layer so that I don't have to go separately, but actually, no. Let me show you guys exactly everything that I'm doing today. That's kind of like another goal I have for my sessions, by the way. Like going forward, I really want to maximize my productivity and what I'm actually doing here while making content. So instead of like, I don't know, trying to be ultra curating, I might as well just show you guys like literally everything that I'm doing, even if it might not seem that interesting at face value. So like in this case, I'm just going to set these to this layer so I can control both of them with one instance of MIDI, just make my life easier. So we're going to go to set children, show children, and make sure that it worked. And then we'll copy this over. Now the Ryos sub, it's playing on a different octave right now. Oh my God. And this product's a bit old, so it's all old Serum. Oh, this is going to take a second. I wasn't using Serum 2 at this time yet, so my computer, it's like, you want to pull up old Serum? Yeah, this is going to take a moment. All right, I'll have to fast forward this. Oh, okay. That actually didn't take that long. Anyway, the point that I was trying to make is that we need to adjust this. Instead of the root note being C5, we're going to make it C6. And that way, it just plays on the right octave that I want to play on. So in this case, now the sub and the Ryos are playing at the same time. and Zayn is happy.
Girl, I've been all over the world looking for you. I'm known for taking what I think I deserve, and you're overdue.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na. That'd be a really cool ambient sound right there. I should try to get that down. Let's do it. I'm picking like anima style. Let's open up Serum 2. I have this one pack, I think, from Sam Smyers, who's such a good sound designer. I love his stuff. I need to buy more of his stuff, actually. But he has this pack that has some crazy sounds that might be cool for what I want. We'll start with a sound like this. I'm not finding the exact sound that I'm looking for. It might be in Diva. I think that's my problem. Either way, I can get in something like I'm going for just to have a placeholder. Or maybe this will wind up working, but the idea was somewhere around here.
I'm known for taking what I think I deserve, and you're overdue.
Like some kind of atmospheric ear candy vibe. But it'd be cool if I had like an interesting MIDI, which I would probably do with Shaper Box or something, but let's see. Yeah, something like that. That's pretty cool. But then the magic happens when you start adding some pitch bend. Talk to him nice. You guys know I love my pitch bend. I'm gonna get that in right now. Yeah. Call me Anima. And just to check, how does this sound going upwards? Oh, that's pretty dope too. Okay, well, I definitely want to add more atmosphere. Yeah, just more atmosphere. So we can go ahead, let's open up. Let's do Echo Boy. And I really like, I like this preset a lot in Echoes. It just kind of by default, it sounds dope. And then we can also add Supermassive just to give it that like crazy washed out feeling. I mean, that already sounds so good. Let me also add some OTT just to squeeze it a tiny bit, glue the wet effects to the sound. Yo, that actually sounds dope. I'm gonna keep that for right now. And honestly, this section also definitely needs like an atmosphere bed, no doubt. And if I'm being so honest, this sounds weird to me still. I don't know why. How does the original go? It's so weird to me. It's weird to me, not the song. It's weird to me that I think that sounds off. I don't know. What I'm going to do is we'll throw in some impacts. That should help my cause. Yo, this guy. Yeah, that definitely helps me, like anchor on the one. And then another thing that I could do, which should probably help, is add a reverse reverb. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do, let's do vintage verb. And then let's try one of these maybe. 2. There we go. Okay. Bang, bang. Let's try this. Okay, that definitely helps a lot. And then another thing that we have to do, or we should consider doing for sure, is add our own wet effects to this. For the type of vibe that I'm going for, you guys know I love my big, spacious kind of epicness. And I'm seeing here, I've got, what are these? Maybe I open these. Anyway, the point is that I definitely need some reverb and some delay to make this thing just sound more arena-esque, basically. So I'm going to use Sense for this. We'll go here. Yeah, I don't know what is happening here. We're going to just ignore all of this. I mean, but this is so funny because this is what I deal with sometimes. Sometimes my project is just a mess and I'm so focused on creating that I don't want to manage my mess. So what it is, it's an uphill battle, so to speak. We're going to throw in Valhalla Delay. Love Valhalla Delay. Let's make sure that this is getting some signal. Let's also put this on the acapella group. What is this? This must have been an old project that I opened up. That has to be the case. I don't know what all this is. Interesting. Well, we're going to undo all of that. Call this acapella. And then the vocals are going to be sent to that, and then the delay will also be sent to that. I've been all over the world looking for you. Cool. Let's get my favorite. Hey, dot eighth. I've been all over the world looking for you. Add a little diffusion. I've been all over the world looking for you. I'm known for taking what I think I deserve, and you're overdue. Now, sometimes what I like to do is actually just combine the reverb and the delay on the same send. And I think for this case, it's kind of warranted because I'm working with a vocal that already has stuff on it. I'm just kind of adding an extra effect. So yeah, in that case, I think it's totally fine if I just add my own reverb to my delay and kind of create like just one extra wet effect that I could use for myself. I've been all over the world looking for you. I'm known for taking what I think I deserve, and you're overdue. And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of, you'll be sick. Now, maybe down the line when I'm fine-tuning this idea, I would add some sidechain and just have it, have the wet effects duck whenever the vocal's playing. Problem with that is, like, right now, for these atmospheric type of vibes, it kind of sounds weird if you hear ducking, so I normally like to just kind of tuck it back in the mix with volume like that. But we'll see how everything transpires. I do want to add a little bit of compression on the acapella group to glue the reverb and the wet effects that I just added to the vocal. And I think I'm just going to probably use either RVox or CLA vocals. I do like CLA vocals for some reason on acapellas that were extracted using like stem separation. I don't know why. I just do. Let's go start me up dry. Actually, wait, could we do full reset? Yeah. Let's turn all this stuff off. I've been all over the world looking for you. I'm known for taking what I think I deserve, and you're overdue. And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of. Sounds pretty good to me. Now watch this. Get the respace in there, and also let's make sure our vocal is lined up correctly. And we should have a pretty fire idea. What'd I do? Here we go. I've been all over the world. I've been all over the world looking for you. Oh yeah. Funny enough too, having that extra reverb actually helps disguise some of that sidechain that's built into the vocal. I do hear that, and obviously I do see it as well. I mean, I'm not crazy about the fact that I can't unsidechain this. But it's okay. At the end of the day, this is just a remix for my sets. I don't think people in the club are going to be like, oh, yeah, the vocals sidechained. And you know what? I think it could have been better. And if they do that, then got some smarty pantses in the crowd. What am I chatting about? I don't know. I can't tell you. We are going to add some downlifters, though, for real. That would help a lot. I've got some good ones over here, but these might be a little too extreme. Let's see.
Girl, I've been all over the world looking for you.
Oh, this one sounds cool.
I'm known for taking what I think I deserve, and you're overdue. And if you listen, you can hear me through the...
Ooh, this is awesome. I do think I want it to be the inverse and maybe come in a little sooner, but perhaps it comes in sooner with a reverse reverb as well.
And if you listen... And if...
Is it too much trouble to hit him with one of these?
And if you... And if you... And if you...
Yeah, maybe too much.
And if you listen, you can hear...
Okay, so what I'm going to try to do is let's chop. Let's do this. We're going to just record one note of whatever this is. Which, is that in key? I don't know. I don't think so. I think technically I should make this 100. Yeah, because that's 2 semitones. Oh, man. Really, if I'm doing things the right way, they should go to 3. And then let me just reset this. Oh, damn. I think I have to make the automation clip again. Okay, we'll do that real quick. Yeah, what I was trying to get at is technically I want the note to start at A sharp and then go down to G. So like go like that. And then I'm going to also record this in audio. And I'll add just a slightly more dramatic reverb to it. This time, let's do realm. Realm is good for the bright stuff, and I want this to definitely be bright. I should have a reverse reverb saved. Yeah. Okay. So let's get this in there. Make sure just this is playing. Okay, sweet. Bro. What did I do? Undo fade out. Undo fade out. There we go. And then trim side noise. Pop this in there. Cool. Now this will be extended, this pattern. And then we're going to have this fade in. I think this will really help make this kind of synth feel a bit more natural. So let's see. Also turn off that additional reverb. Yeah, it's cool. Something like that.
You're overdue. And if you listen...
Yeah, it's dope. It's a little smoother, less quick. Make it a little longer.
You're overdue. And if you listen...
Yeah, maybe I can nudge it like this. Yeah. Then what I could even do is extend this. Oops. So what I did is I slipped the sample to the right more, and then now I have extra here. And then what I like to do sometimes is fade this out like that. Yeah, so I have this extra tail. Sometimes it helps smoothen things out.
And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio. In that
It's cash money if you ask me. Now a huge thing that we have to do. Number 1, I have to use the restroom. I would say that's number 1. Number 2 is I want to get an atmosphere bed in, but let me use the bathroom first. 2 seconds. And before we dive into the next thing, if you've made it this far, I have a feeling you want to know a thing or two about music production. Well, I got just a thing for you. The sponsor of today's video is myself. Recently, I just dropped a new production course. It's for my Wild Ride remix. It's over 3 hours of high quality content. We cover everything from how I made the idea all the way up until the mixing, mastering, and everything in between. No stone left unturned. And then I also recently dropped my Ryos Patreon Pack Mega Collection. This is volumes 1 through volumes 35, optimized for 2025. I updated the pack a little bit and made sure that every single sound is one that I would actually use in my productions, as well as organized it nice and tidy. So both of those things are on my Patreon shop. The link for that will be down below in the description. Let's get back to the video. All right, I'm back, folks. Now, this is sounding dope. I'm just going to keep it pushing now. Let's get some more elements in. I definitely want, for this section right here, I want there to be a kick. No doubt. That's kind of how I hear it in my head. Let's get some knocking kicks in there.
And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white. And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white noise. What I've been missing.
We got to do my favorite bounce, my signature bounce, if you will.
What I've been missing. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl, you'll be that girl, you'll be everything you want, so let me get.
That's going to be insane. Okay. Kick is good. I'm going to want to do some kind of cool filtering, like a high pass and like a delay combo. I think I could just do that with Endless Smile. But I also want to add sidechain to my bass group, which I already have one here. I don't know what the EQ is either. Let's leave it for now.
What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl, you'll be that girl, you'll be. Listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl, you'll be that girl, you'll be.
I also am realizing I'm getting distracted because I said I was going to do an atmosphere before I use the bathroom. So we're going to go back in time, but let's get this sidechain in. We might as well.
If you listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl, you'll be that. If you listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white.
Sick. All right. Let's go back in time a little bit. Let's do the atmosphere now. So let's go to the Ryos Patreon Pack Mega Collection, volumes 1 through volume 35. What's in here? I actually didn't get to plug this yet, but I did drop a Patreon Pack Mega Collection, volumes 1 through volumes 35. It's on my Patreon shop if you are interested. Link down below. But let's get some atmospheres in all seriousness. We are in G minor. I want it to be epic, though.
If you
I love this one. How does this sound in G minor? A sharp A, G sharp G. 4 semitones down. Okay, let's see.
girl, I've been all over the world looking for you. I'm known for taking what I think I deserve, and you're overdue. And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio.
Guys, are we kidding? Are we kidding?
Girl, I've been all over the world looking for you.
Oops, I didn't mean to click that. It's only right that we get more ambient sounds in too. Where's my signature slidey? Give me that. A, B to A sharp, so we need to go A sharp to A. So we'll go just one semitone down, right? Yeah.
Girl, I've been all over the world looking for you. I'm known for taking what.
Maybe one more back.
Girl, I've been all over the world looking for you. I'm known for taking what I think.
Oops. Whatever.
Girl, I've been all over the world looking for you. I'm known for taking.
Yeah, I actually like it better this way. Yeah, it's always a question with this, like where's the timing, like, or what should the timing be rather. But cool. We got our cool atmosphere.
And if you listen.
This I want to be way fatter, actually. I feel like this could be a cool moment. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but what's my favorite way to get something fatter quicker? We've got options. Let's do, trying to think what kind of texture I want. Let's try the saturator and standard clip. And we also might as well give it a little clipping.
And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio. And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio. In that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl, you'll be that girl, you'll be everything you want, so let me get out there. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere. Tell me what you want so we can.
Fixing the bass here for the hands up moment.
You'll be everything you want, so let me get out there. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere.
All right, we're getting locked in. We're gonna also add that sub boom that I was talking about. I've got a few over here. I'm just seeing what I have in the project already. Maybe this one could work.
You'll be everything. You'll be that girl. You'll be that girl. You'll be everything you want, so let me get.
Nah, I want it to be more of like a classic sub boom. Yeah, this should work.
You'll be that girl. You'll be that girl. You'll be everything you want, so let me get. You'll be that girl. You'll be that girl. You'll be everything you want, so let me get out there. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere. Tell me what you want so we can do.
Okay, sounds great. Do I want this here? Also, where's my favorite impact ever? Oh, I'm completely dropping the ball right now. Absolutely, get this in there. So this is one of my favorite impacts to use for like hands up moments particularly. And I especially love this little pre-sweep right here. So we're gonna cut this. We can move this here. And then we're gonna probably get rid of this cymbal transition altogether.
That girl, you'll be everything you want, so let me get out there. I'm the baddest. That girl, you'll be everything you want, so let me get out there. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere. Tell me what you want so we can do just.
And then now we're gonna need a fat clap here. Let's go to the pack. Try this one. So normally what I like to do is I sometimes like to layer these big washed out kind of claps with dry, bright, and tight claps.
That girl, you'll be everything you want, so let me get out there. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere.
Okay, that's fire. Also, let's not forget, folks, the Mega Collection was just volumes 1 through volumes 35. I'm still cooking. Every month, new pack. So, September, we've got some fire stuff in here as well. Big claps. Okay, I think I'm gonna like these better. Let's see. Just because I made these recently, and I remember them being fire. Let's see.
You'll be everything you want. You'll be everything you want, so let me get out.
Yeah, I like how the transient is way snappier on this. This is good for more drop stuff because then it won't get in the way of the kick as much, but perhaps both.
You'll be everything you want, so let me get up there. I'm the baddest baby in the
Perhaps not. Okay. That sounds good. I want to get some downlifters and stuff as well. What do I have in the project? Maybe this one?
You'll be that girl, you'll be that girl, you'll be everything you want, so let me get up there. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere. Tell me what you want to eat.
And you know what I have to do? Let me do this quick. Every time I add a new mixer track, which by the way, FL, I love you so much. It's not going to my master, which is my fault. But I just should add a few and then, do this all at once. Like that. Okay. And then let's go back here as well.
Listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of.
Like, I definitely think that we should bring back the ambience one more time here.
Listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of.
Also make it a little bit brighter for this idea.
What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl, you'll be that girl, you'll be. Listen, you can hear me.
Okay, awesome. Loving the way this is sounding. Yeah, still a few things that I want to do here. I'm thinking let's focus on this section. This is pretty important. I definitely want more melodics. So what can we do here? Well, nah, not that sound. But I was drawn to the sound because an ARP. I think an ARP would be so great here because I feel like we need a little bit more movement. And it would be cool to achieve that movement through synths. So, make a little ARP guy. Let's open up, say, Serum. And
Listen.
I'm going to make chords. And then we're going to go into the tools and make this go up or down. Very nice. And then we get a cool sound. Let's see. A bell perhaps? Maybe a pluck. Maybe something a little bit more transient forward. That's sick. Thank you. Wait, this is wild. What is this? This is crazy, but it might be cool, actually.
And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming.
So I like it, actually. I don't love that buzzy thing that it's doing, but I actually might just be able to simply cut off the top here. Also, do I have a note wrong in the chord? That sounded strange. This should be what? This is G minor. Maybe this should be A sharp. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds pretty sick to me. It sounds like weird and like cyberpunk-esque. It does need a little space. Let's try Valhalla delay. And the goal here is just to add a little bit of yeah, a little bit of flavor, really. Try this one. Yeah, a little distance, right? Check the stereo width. Bro, the sound is wild. This is dope. I want to make it like a little crunchy and a little weirder though. Let's try thermal. Like a little too polite. It doesn't sound like fully finalized yet. Like we can push it more. Okay, now we're going to try my new secret weapon. This is like literally my new favorite plugin, even though it's not necessarily new. It's new for me. But Gulfos. My God, what a plugin. Yeah, I love how weird and experimental this sound is. I might need to layer more. Like, I don't know if this is strong enough to carry on its own, but definitely cool enough to keep, at least as an accessory.
If you listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl, you'll be that girl, you'll be everything you want, so let me get up there. I'm the baddest baby in the air.
Crazy. Okay, so a few thoughts. Number one, obviously this ARP is a bit subdued. That's kind of the idea. But it's cool because I also have room on top of the frequency spectrum to still add more stuff. So like perhaps like a high string, perhaps just brighter synths. I also am really trying to consider how I want the transition to be from dark, moody vibe into this bright supersaw section. Maybe I'll even make the gap bigger here instead of just one bar, because it does feel a little bit too much like we're going from like dark, moody to all of a sudden like hands up supersaw section too fast. Let me listen real quick one more time.
And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl, you'll be that girl, you'll be everything you want, so let me get up there.
Okay, so my verdict is actually not to increase this gap because of the way the vocal is. Like, if you know this song, you know that when he's singing these lyrics, she's about to pop in and sing that pre. So, or the hook. I don't really know what it's supposed to be. It's fire. That's all that matters. With that being said, I think simply filtering out the elements, introducing a sweep, and then introducing a reverse supersaw will do us, like, pretty much all the work. I think that'll sound great. So let's get a sweep in. We could steal this guy maybe.
You'll be that what I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl, you'll be that girl, you'll be
Make it a little louder.
that what I've been dreaming of.
I know this looks crazy, but it's probably low in the mixer. Yeah, it's -18 in the mixer.
That what I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl, you'll be
Unless, folks, we do this. Perhaps. This might be best of both worlds.
You'll be that girl, you'll be that girl, you'll be everything you want.
I think so.
And if you listen,
Alright.
you can hear me through
Back,
the
folks.
radio.
Now,
In
This
that
is sounding dope.
bright
I'm just going to keep it pushing now. Let's get some more
What I've been
elements.
missing
I definitely
in my
want
life,
for this
what I've
section
been
right here.
dreaming
I want there to be a kick,
You'll
no
be
doubt. That's
that
kind of how I hear it in my
girl,
head.
you'll be that girl, you'll
Let's get
be
some
everything you want, so let
knockers
me
in
get
there.
up there. I'm the
Okay, I love that structure. I love that. That gives me best of both worlds where, like, I don't feel like we're going too much from 0 to 100 without a proper transition. This makes it feel very dramatic, and it really lets the listener know, like, something crazy is about to happen, which I think is sick. Okay. I do want to finesse this a little bit better and also get some more elements in. So let me get more melodics in. I've got that really wicked, weird ARP, but don't forget, it's subdued. It's like really low, mid, heavy. It kind of feels like some bubbly movement, but it's not very present. So now I'm thinking, like, let's actually introduce some presence. But what sound should I use is the question. Because I was instantly thinking of a sound like this, but this would totally interfere with the other sounds that I've got going right now. Unless, I mean, I could give it a sharp cut. And we could definitely have some overlap, don't get me wrong, but... It's too, like... too analog. I want this break to be, like, more futuristic.
Listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl.
It does sound good, though. Yeah, I'm gonna go with my gut. It sounds good, but it's not doing the job that I really want this next sound to do. Honestly, I'll show you guys exactly what I do for situations like this. So we've got Diva open. Like I was saying, the goal here is to add a bit of brightness for this section. I'm going to go ahead and look for like a cool pad. I think that's going to be the best of both worlds. Give me that futuristic feeling, dreamy, all of the above. Wait, this is an accident, but that sounded fire. What the hell? Wait, that's the definition of a happy accident. Wait, this is sick. Hold on.
You're overdue. And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl, you'll be that girl, you'll be everything you want, so let me get out there. I'm the baddest baby in the... And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio.
Okay, yeah, this sound is absolutely money. So we're going to treat it quickly. We'll use Pro Q just to cut off some of this rumbly, stumbly stuff we don't want. And then go ahead and add some brightness. Let's use this EQ. The CQ? I don't know how to pronounce it.
What I've been dreaming of, think I deserve, and you're overdue. And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl, you'll be that girl, you'll be everything you want, so let me get out there. I'm the better.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, we definitely have to do some more like transition work here, but I'm gonna skip it because I want to do the super sauce section just so that I can show you guys like more stuff. And we are already at 1 hour and 15. So let's go ahead and move to the super saw. Overall, like I do love a lot of these sounds. I think these are all gonna stay. It's just a matter of like finessing them a little bit more, specifically adding some high pass filtering, maybe some like cool washout effects to soften the transition from here into this impact. But maybe we'll still wind up doing that. But I definitely want to move on and not get so like fixed on just one thing there. So the super saw section, I love it so much. Let's start working on the super saw first and foremost. This is all automation. Let's put the space control up top. And let's work on this a bit more and make it sound just better overall. I do believe this is just, yeah, one layer. So we'll probably go ahead and add more layers as well, but let's start with just one. We'll try Gulfos again. All right, very cool. Let's also consider... I guess we'll throw on OTT. Okay, now I'm going to also add a new supersaw to accompany this layer. This layer sounds sick on its own, but you can hear it has a slightly goofy quality to it. It's got like this pitch modulation going on, which is okay. It's not the end of the world. Again, this is one of my favorite supersaws to use, but I do like to add a more serious supersaw just to kind of give a more complete package. So let's go here. Let's just type in supersaw. Let's see what we find. Bring it down an octave. And Nexus is velocity sensitive a lot of times, so we're going to make sure this is all at 100%. Which I think in this case is not, but just a good habit to get into. At least for the big leads and stuff. Okay. Get this next to each other. Alright, so we'll call it Supersaw Extra. It's definitely too wide, so we're going to use space control first and foremost. Okay, sounds good. Now, generally I want more compression, so I can simply add RVox, which I always laugh at because it's a vocal plugin, technically. No, not technically. Technically, it's just a compressor. It's marketed as a vocal compressor, but I do like to use it just on regular stuff too. Just for like simple, broad, vague compression, quick. And then I'm also going to use... We're going to also use fresh air. We're going to like dramatically make this supersaw a lot brighter. Yeah, it kind of like sits in this pocket that was missing, and overall just sounds a little bit more complete. Okay, very cool. What I'm going to do also, what I really should do technically, is that same thing I talked about earlier with creating layers. It's really nice to get in that habit. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Also, forgive me here. I'm just, again, doing a lot of plugin management right now. So my lists are a little crazy, but go here. Let's set children, show children. And if we play it, it's not going to sound right. We're going to nudge this up back an octave. And then in Nexus, we're going to go here. And then we're going to make this C6. Okay, awesome. So we've got our jungle Ryos here already, but I'm not stoked about this sound. This is amazing for the breaks, but I usually like a different, more aggressive bass for these hands up sections. So I'm going to go ahead and just start by muting it all together just for a moment. And then we'll make a new pattern called hands up bass. And then here, we're going to try to go for more like crispy, aggressive kind of basses. So I have like this idea in my head of what I like to hear personally. It consists of a relatively simple run-of-the-mill complextro style bass, just a typical saw bass, if you will. And then further, I love an aggressive super saw underneath it. Basically just a normal super saw playing bass notes only. I love that combo so much. Is that a mosquito? What? Hold on. If I can get it. It is a mosquito. Hell no. Always elusive. Big mistake, bud. I think I got him. I don't know. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, here we go. Hey, just kidding. Turn that off. And we're going to like this. Yeah, let's go down one octave there, and then yeah, let's start there. And then we're gonna get that super saw bass I was saying. Okay, we're gonna go to Serum, and I'm gonna try to find like a really nasty respace. I have one in mind. It is this one, and then we're gonna open up the cutoff, see how it sounds. Yeah, very ravey, very ravey. Now the thing is, I don't necessarily want the actual bass frequencies here. Like I want some, don't get me wrong, but I more want the mid-range crunch and the mid-range drive. So we're gonna make a cut like this. Actually cut out that stuff, which I know is kind of funny. Maybe we could be a little bit more lenient, maybe like 100 hertz. And then Camel Crusher. I'm gonna miss this plugin. Oh man, I'm gonna miss this plugin. Okay, so we've got... Yeah, I was going to say, let me just put that here together. What I'm talking about.
Girl, you be everything you want, so let me get out there. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere. Tell me what you want, so we can do just what you like. You make me feel good. You make me feel good. You make me feel good.
Definitely going to have to just carve a little bit of this mud out. Just a tiny bit. And then I'm thinking we add that mid-range drive that I was talking about. We might actually run with one more layer here, but... yeah, I'm not getting that snarl that I'm looking for. So we're going to add one more layer. Not morphine. What the heck? Definitely not this. We're going to add... let's go back to Serum. And this time we're going to get just a slightly more aggressive bass. Let's try... try one of these. Now, truthfully, I always like a separate sub. So even though the sub does sound pretty nice right now, I'm just going to go with what I normally do. And I also normally like to put my subs on separate tracks. So we'll do hands up sub. And we'll open another instance of Serum. And we'll do prog sub. Do prog sub 1. Actually, it might be too fat. Let's see. If it's too fat, then prog sub 2 is going to be the way. Oh yeah, super fat. Too many harmonics. So just for future, and maybe if you guys have this pack, prog sub 1 was made for if your top basses are really thin. In my case, these are not. Like, these are quite fat, actually, even when I remove the sub. So in this case, prog sub 2 is better, because this, as you hear, is just a cleaner sub all around. Whereas prog sub 1, like, just a lot more harmonic content, right? But anyway, nice clean sub, slotted right here. Awesome. I'm going to make a supersaw group here to control both supersaws that I have. I just want to make them a little bit louder.
You'll be that girl, you'll be that girl, you'll be everything you want, so let me get under. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere. Tell me what you want, so we can do just what you like. You make me feel good.
Yeah. And to be completely honest, these sections, they usually need to be mixed quite a lot. And I'm hearing a lot of mix issues right now, but I'm not like super concerned about that. Definitely want to focus more so on the idea. And it's mixed good enough. Like, it could definitely be better, but I don't like hate it. Definitely sounds good enough.
You'll be everything you want, so let me get under.
I do want to make these downlifters a bit louder.
You'll be everything you want, so let me get under. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere. Tell me what you want, so we can do just what you like.
And my hands up bass group definitely has too much mud going on right now. I hear it, like this section. Yep, so we're going to cut it. So also just cutting that supersaw build that I made and pasting it on my layer here, which is both supersaws now. Yep. All right. So got to obviously make these tweaks that we're hearing. Things are a little messy. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to try to quickly call this the supersaw endless smile. And then break supersaw volume. Break supersaw pitch. And what I'm going to do is, when I made this idea initially, that automation's taking place on my break supersaw, which no longer is acting as like my group. These plugins technically need to go in my group, right? Because I also want my supersaw extra to have this same effect as well. So we're going to go ahead and link these. Oh, good heavens, I have a ton of automations. Why? I'm telling you, if I remember correctly, I opened up an old project and then I worked in that old project instead of starting from scratch. So there's a lot of like hoopla here. that shouldn't be here, but let's see if we could find break supersaw. Oh, I found break supersaw pitch. Let's see break supersaw. Oh man. Break supersaw. Donde está? Oh my god, am I blind? What's going on? Break supersaw what? What am I looking for? Break supersaw. Oh my god. Break supersaw. I'm an idiot. I didn't rename the automation clips, folks. That's why I wasn't popping up. Woo! Let's try that again. All right. We got the end of the smile here. We're going to link this. Wait for it. The break supersaw and the smile. Now I feel the pressure. Oh, it's all here. Okay, cool. And the smile. Boom, boom, boom. Pitch. No, volume. This is why it's so important to be organized. And clearly, when I made this idea, I was unorganized. And to be completely honest, sometimes it happens. Sometimes I'm just so in the flow that I really don't give a shit about if there's unorganization or anything. But as the track progresses, 100% of the time I organize it. Keep that in mind. So, now these supersaws should be filtering accordingly for the buildup. And we're going to have to do the same with the basses. So I'm going to first make this red. And then we're going to link these to a mixer track. Okay. So this will be the hands up bass group. And then here, we're going to be doing some cool automation. Probably just like light filtering, actually. I know I just said cool automation, but just very light filtering. If I remember correctly, in this build up, I had a sublift. And normally my little trick is I like to transition. Yeah, I see it right here. I like to transition from like my break basses into the sublift. And I do that with, again, light filtering. So I would go here on my high pass filter and just bring it like, just start removing like the sub frequency slowly. And honestly, in this case, we are going to actually take that low pass filter and go like this. I was going to say we could turn this into a riser, but that might be too much. Okay, sick. Going back here to the hands up section. Yeah, I'm not like 100% thrilled with these supersaws yet. I'm thinking we need another transient layer. I really like my supersaws to be pokey. I love a pokey supersaw. Yeah, and they feel a little moosh right now. So let's go ahead and let's get definitely Nexus for CPU reasons. Don't want all those voices actually playing. Especially not when I'm filming. My computer's gonna scream. We're gonna link this to my supersaw group here. Okay, I can't even really move things over my mixer without everything lagging and being crazy, so we're going to just disregard that for right now. But let's go ahead and let's try some sounds out. So I specifically mentioned transient. I want it to be transient, but also ravey still. So I'm sure I have some sounds like that. I think Big Pluck is one of them. So if we increase the release. Yeah, maybe not the best sound for my use. Let's see. Yeah, this should give a really cool texture. Yeah, this is really coming together nicely now. Very, very nice. All right, so one thing I certainly want to do that's going to make a big difference is this this Supersaw guy. Also, I just finished a new song, which is coming out, I think, November, and it's my favorite Supersaws I've ever done. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Point is, I would probably go back to that project and just review the sounds that I used and maybe implement them here as well, just to kind of establish like a signature Ryos Supersaw sound. But these also sound good, so we'll see. Anyway, we're going to go to my Supersaw group. We're going to throw on another reverb like we've been doing. I think we'll try Realm again. Honestly, you can't really go wrong between Realm, Vintage Verb, but I do like to mix it up depending on how I'm feeling. So we'll just record this first bit. I think generally what I can say is that Realm is better suited for synths. Rude. Realm is better suited for not necessarily synths, but when you want a bright reverse reverb. And of course you could do that in Valhalla Vintage Verb as well. That's just what I personally do. But so we're gonna go something like this. This is a very classic Golden Era vibe. Awesome. So I actually am not totally in love with my break bass group. We're going to go back. We're going to revise this first sound. And the thing that I want most actually right now is I want way more warmth. Way more warmth. So I'm going to revise that EQ that I made. And I'm also going to just swap this for this sound here. It's kind of a Reese, but not super aggressive. We're going to, yeah, just remove this cut altogether for right now. Okay, yeah, we could, oops, wrong guy. Yeah, maybe we'll make this at like 60. And this needs to be way louder.
So let me get out there. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere. Tell me what you want so we can do just what you like. Tell me what you want so we can do just what you like.
Sick. Now normally in these superstar sections, I always like to add a little extra something for some juice and for some power, and that usually means adding some kind of like atmosphere drone or something of the sorts. So let's go ahead and let's check some more atmospheres, or actually have a folder called energy drones in the Ryos Patreon Pack Mega Collection, link down below. But let's see. Yeah, I normally love sounds like this here. So we'll go 2 semitones to G. I'm going to EQ this so that's a lot thinner. I don't want this sound to interfere with anything, so... Now, another thing, just for funsies, right? Because we're having fun. Are you having fun? I'm having fun. We're going to add a crowd. I love to do this. You do have to be careful. Like, when I was younger, I definitely overdid this. When I was, like, really, really young. But I'm older. I know a little bit more now. And I know that we got to be a little subdued here.
That girl, you be that girl, you be.
Everything you want, so let me get out there. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere. Tell me what you want so we can do just what you like. You make me feel good.
And then perhaps we're going to copy this over. So the idea with being subdued, by the way, was just to have the crowd just for like a few moments, right? Like it's primarily loudest only for 2 bars, and it fades away pretty quickly now. Because if it's playing the whole time, it, number one, makes it sound like less dramatic, like less of a impact, and then also just starts clogging everything else.
That girl, you be that girl, you be.
Everything you want, so let me get out there. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere. Tell me what you want so we can do just what you like.
You make me feel good. You make me feel good.
Okay, so this is all sounding really good. I'm missing a little bit more transient in my super sauce stack. I'll just give it a little boost for right now, but I know that it just has to be mixed better, but I'll keep that in the back of my mind. And I want to move over to the buildup now, kind of just keep fine-tuning everything. So now that I have, now that I have these claps in, I want to get these claps, I want to make these claps play the whole time, actually. I want them to carry over.
That girl, you be. You make me feel good. You make me feel good. You make me feel good.
Also, this sounds epic, but is this high passed? I'm missing like bass here, beef. So maybe I don't know. This one normally is sufficient. I don't know why it sounds weak to me right now. So I'll probably go ahead and either replace that, just make it louder, add an EQ. I have a million different choices there. But my drums sound like mush right now. And the big reason is I'm using a lot of fills that were not made at 132 BPM. And normally when you time stretch drums, you can get some weird results. Now, I'm noticing here, I didn't use my trick, which in FL is to use E3 mono for drums. Usually makes the transient a lot more natural, like the original sample. Yeah, that's a lot better than how it was. So, and also like we can't forget we've got a lot of shit happening, and we also have drums, so we need to manage everything a little bit better. So that starts with the synths and these basses particularly. So what I would do probably is nudge this guy over, the high pass filter. Let's nudge it all the way over like this. And then we can hit slide and then slide this so that it is back to where we want it. But now we've got this extra room to play with. And what I'm going to do is make an EQ that kind of looks like this. EQ, I meant automation. But we're going to essentially EQ the bass sound. Something like that. I'll slide. Okay. And then now we should add a little bit of sidechain, I think, since we do have that kick. Right now, they're just like sloppily on top of each other, which is not good. So we can just add just a bit. Like that kick in the build is such a short, tight kick, so we really don't have to go crazy here. But just something to add a little bit of groove, a little bit of separation. And actually also, it might actually sound better having the clap not continue, because remember what I said earlier? When the clap transient is so forward, it like, sometimes it works wonders like here, but sometimes sometimes it just gets in the way. So like when you have the clap on top of these drums, it just doesn't sound good in my opinion. And like, yes, we could do some transient work, but I don't think it's that important. Like I keep hitting the damn space bar. I'm trying to say the buildup already sounds big as it is. So like we don't necessarily need this bigness, so I'm just going to leave it. I do want these piercing hats to be a bit louder. Yeah, and unfortunately, this kick is getting a bit soft, but it's pitching up. Yeah, it's getting a little weird. That's okay. We might as well fix that issue that I was having here with just a very simple big snare, a classic one. Let's go to, I think KSHMR has an iteration of this in his first pack. That's Crane. KSHMR. Yeah, this is what I need. But specifically just for those bass frequencies, like that would work really great here. Give me that beef that I'm missing. Okay, I'm also gonna redo this kick. I don't love this kick. It sounds just a bit too. It sounds too soft. It sounds like this kick would be good for like a more classic progressive house track, but in this case, we're leaning a little bit like in between big room and progressive house. Listen, guys, I've tried to coin the term hybrid prog. No one was biting on it, so now I don't know what to call it. Now I just call it whatever I want. But in all seriousness, we do need a punchier kick, like no doubt. So I'm thinking a particular kick. Let's see. I just don't remember. I don't remember what number it was. here we go. Yeah, this one is normally a good option for drops like this. Okay, awesome. Sounds a lot better. Now I'm going to go ahead and just review the drop mixing quick. Hey, this sub is crazy loud. What was I think I made this idea on headphones. Yeah, much better. Ooh, yeah, and in solo, we can hear that bass groove. It's nasty, but it needs work. It's actually bananas, this bass stack. I love that robotic feel. Maybe we just process it differently. It's actually nasty. Yeah, let's try DST again. So next we're gonna do one of my favorite tricks, which is to, I call it a 100 bass. It basically is an extra bass layer in drops that work in that 100 hertz region, right? So essentially giving the bass that warmness. But where my favorite trick comes into play is we can use a certain style of bass with a certain type of ADSR / filtering, which basically makes it sound like a big room bass. I'll just show you. So for example, is it deep inside? Yeah. So you see this filter modulation happening here? This gives it that kind of big room flair. So it's bouncy, it's plucky. Yeah, I love this. And sometimes when I'm missing that power in the drop, this method works well. Bass guitars also work amazing for this kind of stuff. But because I am leaning a little bit more big roomy and aggressive, I think this 100 bass could work. Now, I am doing some crazy pitch bending here. So we are going to have to link that 100 bass to this pitch bend. So let's do that right now. And what am I doing? Am I doing 24 or am I doing 12? Oh, OG Serum. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Okay. We're doing 24 up and down. So we'll go here, 24, 24, link. After today's session, when I work on this more, I have to start by cleaning everything because this just gives me anxiety. Let's go and select the drop bass pitch. Max Verstappen out of the corner. I've been practicing my announcer voice. I'm an idiot. Drop bass pitch, folks. Come on. Oh, yeah. And then now we're going to throw on kickstarts. That was bad. That wasn't my best work. Let's throw on mids chain here. Okay, sick. Now, coming into the second half of the drop, yeah, a few things that I don't love. Number one, where is all my extra drums? I didn't do that yet. So I definitely want like some shakers and hats, mod on. I want some extra shakers and hats, and I also want to blend this vocal better. I want it to be like more wet and more filtered. Honestly, just more vibey instead of it sounding like just the vocals like right on top. Kind of make it more of like an effect more than anything. So let's actually start there, and then we can just get some loops in, and then probably call it a day. Because I do have to go to tennis. So let's do it, folks. So I think the simplest option is going to be to duplicate this, add it to a new mixer track. And we're going to go ahead and just add a bunch of processing here. Oh, these are different. That's okay. I'm just going to make this unique as well. We're going to route both of these to 105. They're different phrases, so I have to go back and forth here. Okay. So now that we have these vocals on a separate track, mixer track, we're going to make these cooler across the board. Let's simply start with CLA effects. CLA effects is great for just quick like telephone filter kind of vibe, which is what I'm imagining. Yeah, like something like this. That's too filtered. That's a bit better, actually. And then let's add a huge reverb to it. And a big delay. Let's do H delay. Cool. Now I'm going to add Focus 1, which Word on the Street got discontinued. Like, literally one of my favorite plugins. Can't use it anymore on my Mac, which is not fun, but... yeah, a shame, because I really love that plugin. But I still have access to it on my Windows, which is nice. We're going to go ahead... I'm just going to be lazy right now. Let's use Gullfoss one more time. I'm going to specifically use Gullfoss to get rid of some of these peaks. And then some sidechain. Yeah, now it's more of like an effect. Way cooler, I think. But we should... I'm just realizing this now. Should be like this. We shouldn't introduce that effect until the drop actually kickstarts again. This part of the vocal should be playing. Okay, so we're just going to lighten up that sidechain just a bit. Yeah. Yeah, and some transition work that still needs to happen. Like, I'd probably turn off the basses here in terms of the sidechain, rather. I would turn off the sidechain of the basses. Maybe add some filtering and some cool fills, like some drum fills underneath that as well. That's probably for the next session. I do want to just get those loops in that I was talking about, just some more hats. Unfortunately, my time is running up. I literally have to go to tennis right now, so I'm trying to go quick here. So let's go to hat loops. Oh, my favorite. How could I not? This is literally my favorite sample right now. I use this in everything. Big room, progressive house, big room techno, like literally everything. And then let's just get a simple hat, shall we? All right, and then I definitely need, so I definitely need like a sweep to help bring me out of this. All right, folks, I gotta head out of here. So let's take a listen from the top and let's see what I came up with.
Girl, I've been all over the world looking for you. I'm known for taking what I think I deserve, and you're overdue. And if you listen, you can hear me through the radio in that bright white noise. What I've been missing in my life, what I've been dreaming of. You'll be that girl, you'll be that girl, you'll be
Everything you want, so let me get out there. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere. Tell me what you want, so we can do just what you like. You make me feel good. 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 You make me feel good.
Folks, we are so back. We're so back. Listen, guys, an absolute pleasure it's been to hang out with you guys once again. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, please be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time I upload. A lot of things to plug, so I'm going to keep it quick. Check out my Patreon, monthly sample packs, lessons, feedback, much more. Link down below. New York City. Live shows are back, baby. Hear this remix live, hear everything live. Gonna be crazy. Tickets for my show with Frank Walker and Lucas and Steve will be down below in the description as well. I also have my first sample pack mega collection on sale right now on my shop, as well as my Wild Ride course, where I go A to Z talking about how I made my Wild Ride remix. 3.5 hours of high value content also available on my Patreon shop. And one more thing before I go, guys, if you're not actually subscribed, please do consider subscribing. It helps the channel a lot. A lot of YouTubers talk about that. There's that graphic, you know, and they're like, oh, X% is not subscribed to my channel, even though they're reoccurring watchers. I don't know how to get there, but I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna call you guys out. If you come back to this channel and you watch my videos and you enjoy the content, just drop a subscribe. It's free, and it does help me out a lot. So, in all seriousness, I do appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.